And our last session of the day is another plugin show and tell. This is a demo of the ArchivesSpace and SNAC integration plugin by Jason Jordan of University of Virginia. In this session, Jason will demo the SNAC to ArchivesSpace integration plugin he's been working on in his work with the SNAC cooperative. So Jason, whenever you're ready, you should be able to share your screen.
Okay, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
All right. Okay, yes, hello, my name is Jason Jordan, and I'm a software developer for the UVA library. And I work on and off with the SNAC cooperative, social networks, and archival context. My most recent work here has been to integrate ASpace with SNAC via a plugin. So the plugin that I've developed over the last year or so, it requires ASpace 3.0 to work. However, there was an issue with the SSL certificate provider that SNAC uses, Let's Encrypt, which required a change to the ASpace codebase to correct. The good news is that this change has already been merged and should be included with an upcoming release of ASpace after it's been fully tested. I don't know when that will be, but until then, the SNAC plugin takes a little bit of tweaking to get working, and I'm happy to help anyone to do that if they need it. The SNAC plugin is available on GitHub and has a README that covers installation and usage, as well as the necessary ASpace user permissions required to use the various pieces of functionality the plugin provides. Okay, so let's go over. Let's jump right into it. I'm probably going to breeze through this kind of quickly. Time's a little short. So when you install this plugin, the first thing you want to do is go into your user preferences and set up your SNAC settings. You have two environments to choose from here. The SNAC development environment, which is used for rehearsing changes you'd like to make between your ASpace installation and SNAC, and production, which is for actually making those changes. You can define API keys down here. You only need those if you're wanting to export data from ASpace into SNAC. You can import all the data you want from SNAC into your ASpace installation for free. You don't even need an API key. So yeah, the first thing I want to talk about here is importing agents, identities from SNAC into ASpace. So yeah, we only import agents right now. This, excuse me, this page I think was initially built off the LCNAF plugin. I think it looks similar. I didn't do this part, but I took over after this was made. So here you can see which development or production environment you pointed to in SNAC. Then you can start searching for entries to add. I'll see if Thomas Hardy's in here, and if so, maybe we'll import them. When you get your list of results, you can show details. It'll pull up a page inside this box here that'll show you more information, and you can kind of hone down and make sure you're looking at the right person that you want to import. And if you are happy with who you want to add, you can click select. It'll put them over here in a list. You can continue to go down and page through the results to find who you want to import. These results are listed by relevance. We don't have any other way to search at this time. You can't sort by name or anything like that yet. Hopefully we'll have that in the future. You can continue to add people you want to import as you go along. So I'm going to add Carrot Top for some reason. So I'll select them, and you can continue to add more people if you like, but once you're happy, you can go ahead and click import, and that'll import them from SNAC development, which is what I was working in right now, into ASpace, and it'll do that through a background job. Okay, we can see that the job is complete. Refresh the page to get the agent links, and we'll go check out Thomas Hardy. So what's happened here is we've taken the name entries from SNAC and populated them into ASpace, and that's pretty much the extent of what has been populated. No other info at this time is really coming in other than a link to SNAC, which serves as this is how the plugin links to SNAC. It stores URLs in the record control information section. Now the plugin can tell from the URL which SNAC environment that points to. So it is now, as of end of last week, able to detect which SNAC environment you're working in. So if, say, I do some changes in SNAC development in my ASpace installation, and then I switch over to SNAC production, then it'll recognize that this is not actually in SNAC production, and it'll look like a fresh person I can work with. So I think that will be helpful. Okay, so next I want to talk about resource export into SNAC. Now, before you export anything into SNAC, it's a good idea to check whether the repository you're working in here is already in SNAC. If so, you can create a link to SNAC. And the way you check is by searching. Let me go back. Okay, you go up to the SNAC toolbar entry. Click that. And if you're not already linked, you'll have the option to link with SNAC by searching for the entries if it's already there. I know this is not the same person, so I'm not going to link it. I'm going to export it, but I'm not going to export it right now, because what will happen is if you export a resource and your holding repository has not yet been exported, it will be exported along with it automatically. So I'm going to let this next step do that for me. Okay. To move this window real quick. Okay. So here's a resource that I'd like to export into SNAC. The first I'm going to check, we really encourage you to check for an existing SNAC resource before exporting, so that you don't create duplicates on the SNAC side. So I can see here there are no results for this this resource in SNAC. So I am free to go over to the Export to SNAC tab on the drop-down. So you have the option here to include linked agents when you export a resource. This will export any of the resources linked agents to SNAC if they haven't already been exported. On the SNAC side, the resource will be created and will be tied together with the linked agents' identities that were created or already existed based on their roles with this resource. You can choose to export any resource in your ASpace installation, published or not, but only linked agents that are published will be exported. And also, if any of the linked agents have already been exported to SNAC, this plugin will tie this resource to it in SNAC as well, if it's not already present. So I'm going to go ahead and include published linked agents, and I'll go ahead and tell you up front that I know that this one is not published and this one is. So I'll go ahead and click Export to SNAC. It'll ask me to verify, and now it will run a background job to create the export and link it up within ASpace. The plugin, excuse me, the plugin tries to tell you what it's doing here. You can see here the first thing that happened was it checked for the holding repository link. It wasn't there, so it was exported first. Then we added the resource, linked it up with the holding repository in SNAC, and then exported the agent and linked it up with the resource. So let me refresh the page. I'll go back to the resource I exported right here. Okay, so So the way the resources are linked together with SNAC is through the external documents section. Just use a title of SNAC and then the location, which is the location of the resource in SNAC. Again, the plugin will track production versus development URLs differently. So it can tell whether or not it's already been exported or linked in the SNAC environment that you're working in. So now if I go back up to the SNAC dropdown, you can see now that it's changed to View in SNAC and Unlink with SNAC. Click View in SNAC, it'll just pop open a page showing you the resource in SNAC. You can see that it is most of the information of the resource is carried over. It's been linked up to our new holding repository, and we have the related entity, just the one that was published. Okay. So that's a resource export. Now, let's go export an agent. You can go the opposite way and export an agent to SNAC. And here's my sample agent I use for this. You can see this agent has a couple of resources here that I know that they actually are published, so they're gonna carry over. If you go up to your SNAC dropdown, you have the option again. We encourage you strongly to search. You don't see anything there. You can also just change things around if you feel like, okay, maybe it's not finding what you're looking for because there's too much information, too much text, then you can, try to pare it down. But I don't think that's right. I think I pared it down a little too much, but I just wanted to demonstrate that you can change this text in here. Alternatively, if you know the SNAC ID of the resource or the agent that you're trying to link, you can just stick it in right there. Otherwise, the lookup will pull it up. If you found something, let's say these were actual ones we might use, then if you click the select button next to each one, it'll pull up their SNAC ID, and that's how the linking would happen. But that's not what we're going to do here. We're going to say that this person is not in SNAC yet, so we're going to export them, or this corporate entity, I should say. So again, here you have the option to include linked resources when you export an agent. This will export any of the agent's linked resources to SNAC if they haven't already been exported. On the SNAC side, the identity will be created and will be tied together with the linked resources that were created or already existed based on their roles with this agent. You can choose to export any agent, published or not, but only linked resources that are published will be exported. Also, only resources in this same ASpace repository will be exported. If you have other ASpace repositories that contain resources that are linked to this agent, they will not be included in the export. So yes, take note of that. So I'm going to include the published linked resources and export this to SNAC. Confirm it, and it'll create a background job to perform the export. So here we go. We exported the two resources first, and at the end we exported the agent and linked them up with the resources that were also exported. We can go back here, check out our agent. You can see in the record ID section, here's our SNAC development link that we just created through exporting. This is actually the production SNAC link, which was ignored because we aren't working in production. Okay, so then you can go to the SNAC dropdown, and now you have the option to view in SNAC. When you do that, you can see that the identity was created and the resources were tied to it. Okay, now Just want to talk real quickly about linking and unlinking ASpace's agents and resources to SNAC. So let's talk about linking an agent. Here's an agent that, again, we have a production link, but the plugin knows we're not working in production. It can tell you right here that we're working in development. So I want to link this with somebody in SNAC, and I know in advance that there is somebody in SNAC who matches this, and I'm going to link them. So like I showed earlier, if I click select, it'll populate their SNAC ID down here, and then I create the link. This also creates a background job, which is possibly overkill for some of this, but you know, when the only tool you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail or a background job. Okay, so the linking happened, and the only thing that happened here is the creation of this link here, which the plugin uses to tie the two systems together. No other changes were made on this end or on SNAC side. It's just this URL was added. And then because they're linked, once again, you can go ahead and view them in the external system. And finally, unlinking. You can, let's see, go back to this one to show the unlinking process. It's also similar. If you want to break the link between your ASpace installation and SNAC, you can do that this way through unlinking. You have the option to include the published linked agents, or if you were unlinking an agent, you would have the option to include published linked resources. And you can do, and this is helpful. You can quickly clean up a process that you've already done, and export you've already rehearsed, for example, so that it can be run again. And this removes the entries that define the SNAC link, not anything in SNAC or in ASpace, just the links. So I'll go ahead and do that here. Okay, so I'll refresh the page. Our unlinked job is complete. The one published linked resource was unlinked with SNAC, just removed the single link in the external document section. And this one was unlinked with SNAC, this agent. So we can see now that there's no more link down here in a record control section. Drop down back up here, you can see that you have the option again to link or export. You can see when we search, we can see that the entry that we've exported earlier is still there, and we could go ahead and relink it again if we wanted to. So that is more or less it. There's some limitations on what the plugin can currently do, which we aim to address. For example, there is currently no way to push any changes made to an existing ASpace agent or resource to SNAC after the link to SNAC has been made. And I'm working on that now. I hope to have something soon, some sort of synchronization functionality, so that you can push new changes. Like if you add new linked resources to an agent, you can perform a synchronization that would go ahead and add those resources to SNAC and link them up in SNAC. Also, any linked, when you click the button to the checkbox to include linked ASpace agents or resources, that they, during an export, they currently do not check for existing entries in SNAC. They just create a new entry every time if there's no existing link within ASpace to SNAC. So it's possible for duplication to occur when those are exported. So I think that's pretty much it. Thank you very much for listening, and I look forward to questions.
Thanks, Jason. That was great. Yeah, we do have a few minutes left for questions. So if anyone has a question they'd like to ask, please feel free to drop that into the Q&A now. I will mention that if you are interested in this plugin and you just can't wait for the recording and the slides to become available, you can find a link to this plugin on the event wiki. So be sure to check out that. Otherwise, we'll wait and see maybe if there are any final questions before we wrap up today's forum. I'm speaking slowly just to give everyone the opportunity to ask a question if they'd like. All right, I'm not seeing anything in the Q&A. So if that's the case, I'm going to go ahead and say thank you again to Jason. That was really great. And I think some of you may have also seen that presentation earlier this month, or maybe towards the end of last month. Time has become a little meaningless when the SNAC Cooperative did a similar demo. So I hope you all were able to see that then too. But thank you to Jason. Thank you to all of our presenters. Thank you to everyone here. Thank you for sticking it out until the end on the first day of the online forum. I hope to see many of you again tomorrow for the second day of the forum. Remember, you do need to be registered separately if you would like to attend any of those discussions. You don't have to be registered for each discussion. You just have to be registered separately for each day. So make sure you go register if you haven't done that already. And I will see you tomorrow. And if not tomorrow, I will see you at the next ArchivesSpace event. Thanks, everyone.